First, I'd like to start by thanking the Saginaw Cheer Squad. Thank you. We have a lot of special guests here today. So first I want to start with our Assistant City Managers, Dana Bergdorf and Jess McCachran. And a number of elected officials and other dignitaries. Former District 7 Councilmember Dennis Shingleton. And Councilmember Carlos Flores. I think he may be in the line, but he may be here. Thank you. We have Chief Aldridge is here in attendance. I'd like to also thank retired Park Director Richard Zavala for coming today. We also have several members of the Park and Recreation Advisory Board, Chelsea Griffith, Jackie Auger, and then Chair Jason Baldwin, who will come up in a minute and share some of his thoughts and comments on that. I had a big, long speech, 45 minutes or so, but I'm going to skip through all that, and we'll go ahead and dive on into it. I want to thank also some of the contractors and staff that were integral in putting this building together. Number one, from Byrne Construction Services, David Tatum, Jose Vasquez, and Tim Williams. The architects, Brinkley, Sargent, Wigginton, Stephen Springs here today. From the City of Fort Worth Property Management Department, Marilyn Marvin, the director, Nikki Watts, assistant director, and the project manager, Ronnie Clements. Thank you very much. And a number of Park and Recreation staff that put in a lot of time and effort to get this building going, but especially want to thank Seth Henry, who was the project manager. Monique Hill, the assistant director over recreation, is here today. Joel McElhaney, Assistant Director, Kyle McClure, Assistant Director, Joel McKnight, Assistant Director. I want to thank Max Pierre, the District Superintendent over this area. And then obviously Tori Leach, the Community Center Supervisor, put in so much work engaging with the community. We want to thank her for all her hard work as well. As I mentioned, a lot of engagement went into not only building this building, but creating the programs that this community needs specifically. And a big help for us in liaisoning with the community is Rusty Fuller, the president of North Fort Worth Alliance, and I'm going to have him come up and say a few words.
Holy smokes. Honored officials, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. As president of the North Fort Worth Alliance, I too want to welcome you all to the grand opening of Betsy Price Community Center, the first true community center in far North Fort Worth. We want to thank Mayor Parker, former Councilman Shingleton and Firestone, the Councilwoman Hill, Councilman Lauersdorf, Councilman Blaylock, as well as all the voters of the City of Fort Worth for their support for this great addition to the quality of life to the folks here in far North Fort Worth. Our thanks go out to the Park Department with their undying efforts through several major challenges, that road being one of them, to make this beautiful center the landmark we see here today. Of course, we want to recognize the fine public art piece done by Matthew Mazzotta that you'll see in the lobby as you walk in. He has captured the essence of the prairie that you see around you. Thanks to the awareness and skills of the architect and builders, you will see the prairie from almost every room in this building. Seriously. With the leadership of the center's manager, Tori Leach, we hope to make this a community center for all ages. Please keep in touch to see all the great programs we know Ms. Leach and her team will bring to us. One of Mayor Price's contributions was to raise awareness for fitness and using Blue Zone Project, and through her role in rolling town hall meetings. We hope that the spirit of those programs can be continued through this fine facility that now bears your name. Thank you.
Thank you, Rusty.
Oh, did that go off? Of course I turned it off.
Can you hear me?
Mic went off.
Can you hear me okay? All right. So next up, I want to introduce the... I don't know. Can you hear me now?
No.
Here.
Brand new batteries.
Hello?
The lesson of that is don't touch the mic.
Maybe just hold it.
Okay, I am going to hold it. Next up is the chair of our Park and Recreation Advisory Board, Jason Baldwin, who is the one that brought forth the proposal to name this community center after Betsy Price.
As the chair of the Parks and Recs Advisory Board, and as the person who had the privilege of recommending that this community center be named in honor of Betsy Price, I'm incredibly proud to be with you today. This center will be a place where families gather children, play, and neighbors come together, a true reflection of the values Mayor Price championed throughout her time in office. During her tenure, Mayor Price helped lead Fort Worth through times of real challenge and transformation. But even amid the most demanding moments, she never lost sight of the long-term vision, building a healthier, more connected city, starting with our communities and parks. Some of the key contributions that I think about are her expansion with the Trinity Trail System, development of the new parks, and consistent renovations of existing parks. Betsy also served as co-chair of the Mayors of Parks Coalition, a national bipartisan coalition of mayors from large and small cities across the country that love and support a strong and thriving park system. During her tenure leading the coalition, she advocated for an increased federal funding for our parks, as well as inclusion of parks as an eligible component of any infrastructure bill. Under her leadership, Fort Worth became a certified Blue Zone city, part of a national effort to help people live longer, healthier lives through change in policy, environment, and daily habits. She didn't just support the idea, she lived it. Modeling a lifestyle rooted in wellness, activity, and community. According to the Gallup Share Care Wellness Index, Fort Worth's well-being index rose nearly 4 points in the first year of being a part of Blue Zones. We went from the 185th to the 58th healthiest city in the nation, and before Betsy left office, we hit number 31. This community center is more than just a building. It's a living tribute to a legacy, a space that invites people to move, connect, and grow. I'd also like to offer a heartfelt thank you to her family, her husband Tom, her children, and her grandchildren. Thank you for sharing Betsy with us. Your support allowed her to lead Fort Worth with heart, vision, and steadiness, especially through challenging times. And on a personal note, Mayor Price, thank you for showing us what servant leadership truly looks like, for providing the strength and compassion can go hand in hand, for always leading with a smile, even in hard moments. You inspired me and so many others to think bigger, to care more deeply, and to always put community first. It's been one of my greatest honors of my life to lead the effort to honor you with this community center. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you. I didn't touch anything. That's it. That's it. Can you hear me now? Okay. Great. Northwest Community Park is unique in that it actually straddles two different council districts, Council District 7 and Council District 10. While the community center lies in Council District 7, it's very important to also notice the important parts of the ball fields and all that are in Council District 10. So without further ado, I'd like to bring up Councilmember Alan Blaylock from District 10.
Testing.
It's working.
Wow, what a fantastic day. Pretty hot day. Today marks a milestone for Fort Worth and a shining example of what can be accomplished through collaboration and vision. The City of Fort Worth, the Parks and Recreation Department, and Council Districts 10 and 7 have come together, turning possibility into progress by investing not just in a building and a park, but in the people in the future of Northwest and far north Fort Worth. This new facility is more than a standalone space. It's a key part of the broader Northwest Community Park vision, serving as a hub that supports active living, wellness, connection, and opportunity. Designed with the community in mind, it will offer access and benefits for all Fort Worth families and nearby neighborhoods and residents throughout, the wind's killing me here, throughout the city will be able to enjoy numerous recreational offerings, support services, or simply a place to meet up and feel a sense of belonging. We also take time to honor the legacy of former Mayor Price, whose steadfast dedication to community well-being helped lay the foundations for projects like this. Her leadership continues to impact and inspire the city that believes in building for tomorrow. The Betsy Price Community Center is a legacy investment, not just in infrastructure, but in people. A center that will serve today's residents and tomorrow's generations, offering a beautiful park rec and community space where families grow, neighbors connect, and communities thrive. Welcome to Betsy Price Community Center.
Thank you, Councilmember. I see District 2 Councilmember Carlos Flores made it. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it. As Rusty mentioned earlier, there have been several representatives from Council District 7 that helped set the stage for this community center. Councilmember Shingleton, Councilmember Firestone, and now I want to turn over to the current Council District 7, Councilwoman Macy Hill.
Thank you, Dave. Good morning. Thank you all for being here. This facility that we officially opened today really is amazing. It's beautiful, a great addition to District 7 and 10. But so is the person for whom the name will bear. This community center really does have it all, from a state-of-the-art fitness center to basketball gym to after-school programs, gardening classes. This center has something for everyone. And in this way, it is a perfect tribute to the woman whose name will forever be associated with it. Margaret Thatcher once joked that being a leader is like being a lady. If you have to tell someone you are, then you're not. Betsy Price never had to tell anyone. The moment she walks in a room, you know a leader has entered. And now, thanks to the Betsy Price Community Center, her legacy of leadership will never be forgotten. Mayor Price, thank you so much for your friendship, your service to this great city. Pretty amazing. Thank you for being here. I'm also pleased to highlight the public art piece of the Community Center for all to enjoy. Open Plains by Matthew Mazzata is one of more than 90 commissioned artworks in the public art collection. I believe Matthew is here today. Matthew, will you raise your hand and wave to the crowd? Thank you so much for sharing your art with us. This piece seeks to bring nature into the building, connecting visitors to the surrounding open landscape of the park. It is a grassy berm with 3 bird forms gliding overhead, their wings powered by a small fan. The berm provides multiple seating arrangements and is designed to be climbed on by visitors. Thank you so much, Ann Allen, the Fort Worth Program Manager, who worked with the Artist Selection Committee and the architects for the building, as well as Wesley Gentle. I believe you're here too. He is the Executive Director and President of Arts Fort Worth. Thank you so much for your work on this project, Wesley. We appreciate you. Next up, I guess I'll turn over to Dave. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Councilwoman Hill. We also have another special guest here today. I'd now like to call up Texas Representative David Cook from District 96. I would say the other David Cook, but I don't know how you guys play that.
Just wait to be here.
The buttons are really touchy, so avoid them.
Yes, David Cook without an E. David Cook and I have been confused with one another quite often. One time I was sitting in a meeting in downtown Fort Worth, and about 20 minutes into the meeting, I was quite sure that it was supposed to be the city manager of Fort Worth, not the state representative of House District 96. And so I tried to politely and quietly tell the person that had invited me that I was not the right person that needed to be there. And he very abruptly ended the meeting, and the other David Cook and I had quite a laugh about it. But I just wanted to come out here and on behalf of the Texas House of Representatives to congratulate Mayor Price. We all know the dedication that she's had to the city of Fort Worth. We all know the hard work that she's put in as the former mayor of the city of Fort Worth. And we know her heart for Fort Worth is unquestionable. And this is very appropriate to name this facility after Mayor Price for her work as the former mayor of the city of Fort Worth. I had the opportunity prior to serving as a state representative to serve as a mayor of Mansfield for about 12 years, and our time overlapped quite a bit. I started in 2008, ended in 21, and I believe Mayor Price started in 2010 and ended in 21. And so we served together a lot. She was someone that I looked up to, someone that I followed as a mayor, whether we were outnumbered at the U.S. Conference of Mayors with Republicans versus Democrats. Our room was much smaller than the Democrat room in D.C., but just her leadership throughout throughout Fort Worth was an example for all of us. Like I said, whether it was U.S. Conference of Mayors or North Central Texas Council of Governments, she was the leader, the one that we all looked up to in Tarrant County. And I just want to say thank you, and I'm honored to have had an opportunity to come out here and say thank you for your service to the city of Fort Worth, and congratulations on this beautiful building being named after you. Your namesake. Congratulations. We do have this resolution for the mayor, but she and I have read many resolutions over the years, and so I will spare you all the details, but just know that it congratulates her for this award, and so thank you all for the opportunity to be here.
Thank you very much. Northwest Community Park is also a great example of how the city can acquire land that serves both as a recreational purchase, but also to serve as natural area conservation and preservation. It fits very nicely into the Good Nature Green Space Initiative that has been championed by our mayor. I'd like to now bring up Mayor Maddie Parker.
So I thought that would be appropriate for our longest serving mayor, Mayor Betsy Price, and also an avid cyclist who brought so much awareness to our health, to our built environment across the city of Fort Worth. I will be brief because this stage today does belong to our mayor, to my right. This city is so well served by phenomenal leaders that have chosen above community, above self. I got to serve as chief of staff for Mayor Price for 6 years. And I will tell you, I hated every single rolling town hall. I would refuse to clip in. I was the back of the bus every single time. But what I loved about it was watching somebody in her element. And if you know Betsy, you know her number one priority is people. She never runs out of energy. She thrives off of it. It's why she decided to serve for mayor for a historic 10 years. And I want you all, please, to recognize this amazing woman. Thank you for being here in this extreme heat. Only you would bring this many people out in this kind of heat. I joked with her grandkids a minute ago that really probably should say Tootsie's Community Center because that's her number one and favorite role in life, of course, is being grandmother. But at this time, please give a warm round of applause to our friend and our mayor, Betsy Price.
Howdy! You didn't think I wouldn't say that, did you, after all the years? What a treat to see so many of you. I'm sorry it's so hot, but we can't control the weather. At least it's not raining on us. And those of you who were ready to come 2 weeks ago and we had to postpone, it's because Tom and I both got COVID a couple of days. So thank you for showing back up again. It's just so hard to articulate what this means to me. There's so many of you here. I think I've hugged at least half of you today, and I plan to hug the rest of you before the day is over, but maybe we'll go inside for the rest of these hugs, right? It's just hard to say what this truly means to me. It is almost surreal to drive up and see your name on a building. My kids and grandkids have been joking for the last month. Did the city know something I didn't know because they never named buildings for people who are still living? But if in all seriousness, most of you know me and you know that I'm humbled by this. This was not about me. It's about each and every one of you and about this city. And it's great to stand here surrounded by friends, associates, everybody that I used to work with. There's so many of you here who worked with me or worked for me who mean so much. I hate to start even thanking people because I'll miss someone. Especially, I want to thank God for allowing me to serve, for allowing my family to give the time away from them. My husband is here, my children and my sweet grandchildren. Tootsie is here, guys, or somewhere here. My brother, my sister-in-law, and their kids are all here. It's just nice to see so many people. To the council members that I served with, those of you who are serving now, thank you. Your leadership means so much. To Maddie, who is very special. And isn't she doing an incredible job for all of us? I just want to thank you all for coming out in this heat. A special thanks to Jason Baldwin, Chairman of the Parks Department, and Chelsea Adler Griffin, who made the motion to approve this. What a sweet treat. I never thought they'd do this, and they did. And it's very special. And Richard Zavala is running around here somewhere. Richard was my go-to guy. I could call Richard and he'd say, "I'm not doing that, Betsy." And 20 minutes later, it'd be done. We went to Benbrook one morning on a bike ride after a storm, and a tree had fallen across the path. It's 6:30 in the morning. I called Richard and said, "Richard, somebody's going to get killed if you don't get this tree moved." And he said, 2 weeks. It'll take us 2 weeks to move it. I came back through 30 minutes later, and they were there sawing it down. Richard, thank you for your long-term planning. And David, you have big shoes to fill, and David will do a great job. But I love this city. Fort Worth has always been home to me and to my family. I was born here, raised here. I love to travel, but I don't want to live anywhere else except Fort Worth, because it truly is a very special place. It's the place Tom and I built our businesses, the place we chose to serve, to give back, where we spent decades working on this community. And it became all about community engagement for me, not just about the health of the community, but about reaching out and touching people. If you knew me and were around me at all, you've heard me say a jillion times, you can't govern behind the desk at City Hall. You must be out touching people where they live, finding out what they want, and knowing what it's all about. Hence our rolling town halls, our walking town halls. There are 2 girls here today, the Strong twins, who started on rolling town halls with us in 2011. They were 8 years old. Now they're juniors at Tarleton. What fun to see them mature, and their sweet parents. But you know, this was about listening to the neighborhood, finding out what parks you wanted, finding out what streets you needed, what you needed from us to serve you. But mostly it was about building trust, gaining your trust, that you would trust us to do the right thing for the right reasons. And we tried really hard. We wore David Cook out, our former city manager, but David would also always step in and help us make it. The trust, the friendship, the engagement is what makes Fort Worth such a special city. It truly is a very unique city. 11th largest, 12th largest, depending on what census you read. And we're not like most large cities. We're really engaged. It's not the buildings, it's the people. David Cook, thank you for the resolution, and thank you. David was a great partner for us in Mansfield. I love community centers. I'll let you in on a little secret. When I was 3 years old, I took tap dance lessons at R.D. Evans, the community center, and I took 6 years running. I can still describe every single recital costume and why I was always on my left foot when I should have been on my right foot. But from our bike rides to our town halls, it really was such a treat to get to serve you, to get to give back, because for me, it's never about the politics. It's always about public service. It's not about partisan races. It must be about serving our community. And let me be clear once more before I close, because I know you're all burning up. This is not about me, despite the fact that it says the Betsy Price Community Center. This is about each and every one of you. This is a place where you can come with any of our other parks or community centers and feel welcome, where you can bring your children, where you can bring your grandparents. There'll be great cooking demonstrations. There'll be all kinds of things. But it's a purpose that this city strives for. Fort Worth is often described as a city of character. I like to say it's a city of great character made up of great characters. And each and every one of you are a major part of that. So I hope this community center will be a place for energy, laughter, love, learning, and healing if you need to come. A place where you can come and work out, where you can come for cooking classes, where your children can come for camp, and where your grandchildren can come, where we can all be together and we can all feel seen. Fort Worth will always be my home, and each and every one of you will always be my very special friends. Thank you today for coming out and being in this heat and putting up with it. Let's cut this ribbon and let's go inside and see it. Love you all. Get back.